Hi guys, welcome to our official YouTube channel. So just to give you all a little introduction about us, I am Manisha Vyas. I did my articleship from KNAV in the Valuations department and Risk Advisory department. And she is Disha Veera. She did her articleship from KNAV in their Business Advisory department. We both cleared our CA final exams, which were held in July 2021 in our first attempt.
Through this video, we would like to introduce you to our recently inaugurated mentorship initiative. As a part of this, any student can apply to us for guidance on any CA-related questions, including articleship, CA final preparation, study patterns, and the like. We shall then connect the student with a mentor to have a one-on-one discussion. Through this initiative, we aspire to return back to the community we once belonged to. In case you want to arrange a session with us, kindly fill the e-form in the comment box below. We understand that a lot of you would have recently cleared your CA inter and the first dilemma in front of you would be articleship. Hence, we thought of creating a video before our mentorship sessions to give you to tell you about how our experiences were in articleship in the business advisory team and business valuations team of KNA.
So it's very common for people who've just cleared inter CA to be confused regarding which department to join for articleship. And trust me, we've all been there. And information regarding audit and tax is more accessible than non-traditional CA fields.
Manisha, can you tell us about what your experience in the business valuations team is like?
So the usual areas that an article gets exposure involves valuations of company, valuations of intangibles like customer relations, trademarks, patents, etc. Valuations for mergers and acquisitions, valuations for employee stock options, contingent considerations, stock appreciation rights, derivatives, and impairment analysis for goodwill or other assets. So what does a usual day of a valuation article looks like? If you ask me, we have to analyze projections of the company by researching for its comparable companies, its industry, and the economy of the country, constructing a weighted average cost of capital, using models like Black-Scholes option pricing model or Monte Carlo in case of valuations of stock options or derivatives, and sometimes even preparations of business models. And reading and doing a lot of research, definitely, as it is an emerging field, there are new tools, models, or ways of valuations which are being introduced. Every business model has new challenges, and with those come new learning opportunities. So, all in all, there's never really a dull day in valuations. So, some of the firms which offer non-CA fields for articleship, I think, include KNAV, Hari Bhakti and Company, BDO, and Transaction Square.
Okay, that was really insightful. How does this experience help you in CA final preparation?
So definitely, like having done articleship from valuations helped me in preparation of few topics in SFM like security valuations, derivatives, mergers and acquisitions, and even in FR like impairment and goodwill and impairment or I think financial instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, so Disha, actually, even I would like to know the kind of exposure that you had in business advisory. If you could just tell us that.
Sure. So under business advisory, my work was divided into two broad categories. One is strategic advisory, that is growth advisory, and second is lead advisory or transaction advisory. So first, when we talk about strategic advisory, it revolves around offering solutions to business problems. So here, as an article, your role would be to help with market research, financial analysis, do industry study, benchmark against competitors of the company, or prepare business plans of the company, and the like. So in your second or third article, third year of articleship, you might get to attend meetings with clients management and actually discuss these issues. The second part of my articleship was transaction advisory, where your consulting is very transaction specific. For example, an M&A transaction or a fundraise transaction. So as an article, you may get to do deal evaluation of startups and mid-sized companies, This involves, analyzing financials or the business fundamentals of the company. Then you get to make investor-facing documents like pitch decks, financial models, do a DCF valuation, and subsequently you may even get to help with investor outreach. So it's basically like an investment banking division where each assignment is very dynamic and you'll never be bored of monotony. uh, it is also not necessary that you get to do all of this. It really depends on the kind of client flow that you have. But in general, you would have realized that this is not the work which a traditional CA does. So you will not get a traditional experience of an audit article or a tax professional. So if you want, you might even consider doing audit or tax in your first year, and then perhaps you could explore certain non-traditional fields too.
That does not sound boring, definitely. So, could you also let us know how this helped you in your CA final preparation?
Sure. So BAS is not really related to any one subject or any one particular
what's
field.
BAS? Like, what's the full form of BAS?
I'm sorry. So that's how we lovingly call our department. The full form is Business Advisory Services. So in this department or in this field, we touch very small topics in each of the subjects. It's not related to any one particular subject. Some topics include SFM, that is, you will touch upon security valuation, security analysis, mergers, acquisitions that you have in your CA final portion already. In FR, you might touch upon a bit of India's 103 because you deal with business combinations in few transactions. For SEMP, also you might find some relevance in performance evaluation, marginal costing, business excellence models, and the like. In fact, even elective papers like capital markets and risk management have some common application of what you've done in your articleship. So yes, I guess that's how it'll be helpful to you in CA final.
Okay. Wow, nice. So there are a couple of common points or common queries which we would like to also address. So basically, I think the first query for a non-traditional CA field is like, what kind of future opportunities do you get if you have done articleship in this? So first of all, you can work in valuations or business advisory field, which themselves are very budding and exciting fields. Also, I think with background in valuations or business advisory, you have a little edge when applying for profiles like investment banking, M&A consulting, or portfolio valuations, or debt restructuring valuations, or sometimes even private equity, as the experience and knowledge that you gather in your 3 years of articleship can definitely come in handy for these.
Absolutely. Also, just talking a little bit about how the work culture is and will you be able to manage your CA final studies well? So generally, if you join mid-sized companies, the work culture is usually not very hectic. You'll not find it very, very stressful. Of course, there'll be few days like that, but it's not really the same way every day. In our team especially, we had a very good team culture. Our managers were all very supportive. Also, if you plan your studies properly, stay disciplined, work hard on the weekends at least, I think you can manage your CA final studies well during the articleship period also.
Okay. So I think there's one more common query that everybody who just passes their inter CA has, whether to go for a Big 4 or whether to go for a mid-sized firm. And I think Disha has a lot of opinions on this. So you just throw some light here, Disha.
Sure. I don't really have many opinions, but it's just that all of us have really applied at some point for a Big 4, and we all had this question whether to go for a Big 4 or a mid-size. So I don't want my opinion to be biased from what I feel, but I'll just give you a very fair picture. So the pros of working in a mid-sized company is that the working hours are slightly more flexible than Big 4s. Also, you will receive experience from varied industry, whereas you'll find that in Big 4s, your experience might be restricted to a particular sector, say financial services or telecommunications. Further, there is a possibility of having greater partner level or a client level discussion, which you might not really get in Big Fours because of the hierarchy that they have. So I think before you like make a formal decisions, you should consider these points. Also, a few negative points about mid-sized companies that again you will have limited specializations. There may not be large clients like you have in Big Fours. Also, your compox might not really be formalized, whereas in Big Fours, I mean, they really abide by it, and you really get 4 to 6 months of leaves for CA final if you like have sufficient compox. So do consider these points when you're selecting your firm. Yes, I think that's it about how you can compare with Big Fours and mid-sized companies.
So this is it about articleship. Hope this video was helpful to everyone who's trying to make a choice of articleship for themselves. And if you wish to know more about articleship or about CA final preparations, do join our mentor and mentee program, and we will be happy to guide you. So how can you join our mentor and mentee program? We'll be attaching a link in our description box for it. And do share it with your friends so that it is helpful to them as well. Thank you.
Thank you.